You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. The question I posed was something that I think is starting to circulate. We're wondering, is Louis Vuitton coming for all of our coins? And I'm not just talking about clients. I'm talking about, are they coming for Hermes and Chanel? With this bag, I feel like Louis Vuitton somehow elevated themselves into the stratosphere where Chanel lives and Hermes lives. And they were somehow considered number 3, even though around the world they were really number 1, according to Forbes, according to Fortune, according to stocks, like according to everyone, they were number 1. According to counterfeit makers, Louis Vuitton is number 1. I don't know how they were number 3 in everyone's perspective, but they were number 1 on paper. And with the creation of this bag, I think they are number 1. I think they will and are and will be forever known as number 1. That was what was missing, was the same level and elevation of leather with their iconic bags as Chanel and Hermes. You guys are not going to argue with me. You guys are saying, girl, don't try that. There's no way Louis Vuitton's on the same level as Chanel and Hermes. Don't argue with me. And I said, you know what? You're not going to argue with me. We're going to talk about it. So here goes my Chanel caviar leather, lambskin. Here goes the Hermes. Here goes the Hermes leather. Here goes the Louis Vuitton canvas. And here is the iconic Speedy Louis Vuitton leather. So I decided, all right, we're gonna talk about this Speedy P9 bandolier 25 monogram leather. Takes on an ultra luxurious feel in extra soft calfskin with a monogram print that mimics the aspect of monogram on canvas. What did I say? Genius. Creative director PHARRELL Williams' attention to detail is visible in all aspects of this bag, from the polished golden hardware to the lambskin lining and the exclusive plaque inside the bag. Okay, lambskin lining, calfskin exterior. So what more do you want? They're now using the same leathers as everyone else, inside and outside the bag. Hermes does their leather on the outside, and they do this amazing soft interior leather on the inside. Chanel, wonderful lambskin on the outside, amazing durable leather on the inside. Oh, if you guys are looking at my nails, go check out madamglam.com. Go check them out. This color is called Riverwalk. I love it. If you use my code KBotLV 35, you get 35% off. It only took me 30 minutes to do. I'm really enjoying my partnership with Madam Glam. Go check them out. So back to the canvas. Canvas inside and out. We're actually talking about 5 reasons why PHARRELL has elevated Louis Vuitton. This makes PHARRELL a genius. Let me see if I can give you guys the eye candy. Let's have some eye candy for my handbag lovers. All right, there you guys go. All right, this is how it's going to be all year, you guys. We're going to talk about bags and we're going to have these conversations. And it might be pop culture conversations, like let's just get into everything. I am on Van Island. I am not spending. I mean, I already did, so we're done. So we're talking now. These are KBotLV talks. KBotLV talks, okay? Has Louis Vuitton found a savior in PHARRELL that has also sort of magnified their presence? PHARRELL is a genius. Not only is he a literal genius, he is a lyrical genius, he is a musical genius, he is a fashion genius, he is a trendsetter. These bags, these Speedies, sold out in the first week of launch. They're gone. What is phenomenal here, say what you will to all the haters who want to hate on Louis Vuitton, and we will talk about that. That's the first point of observation, is the genius move that PHARRELL made was to not give us something so over the top we would not want to spend money on it, because we would not know whether or not down the road it would be an investment, despite being attached to his name, despite being attached to Louis Vuitton. He gave us an iconic classic. And when you think of the classics, the luxury iconic classics, the Speedy is one, the Chanel flap is another, the Hermes Birkin is the third. All right? This used to be the lineup, 1, 2, 3. But now it's about to be 1, 2, 3. That's what's happening. This is the genius move because all of the icons are now on par. The parity in all the icons is apparent. I can see it. I can feel it. The price is competitive. What will hold most people back is the anathema they feel to just spending the money on a Speedy because of the history of the Speedy coming from being canvas and being around $300. However, these are different times and this is no longer a canvas Speedy. And the fact that Speedies in canvas are now pushing thousands of dollars, $2,000, $3,000, stands to reason that the Speedy that would come out from Louis Vuitton by creative director PHARRELL is going to be on the level, like on a much higher level. And if you didn't understand that, you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry. We keep it real over here. That's number one. That's point number one. Point number two is the desirability of the Speedy, the anticipation of it, the rollout of it was done with excellence. Genius. So much talk was happening about this bag before it even landed. Everyone said they didn't want it. Everyone said they're not spending the money on it. But when I looked at it and I thought about it, you have to understand a couple of things. Louis Vuitton is the #1 brand, luxury brand globally, #1. Both real and fake. That is a crazy distinction to have. They don't care about the fact that there's so many counterfeits out there. They pretend to fight against it. A lot of, I believe, the luxury brands do. But when it comes to the fakes, understand something. No other brand is produced more than Louis Vuitton. When you think about the desirability of just having a Speedy now, even if it's not leather, Louis Vuitton benefits from everyone out there trying to get the look, trying to flex, going to Canal Street, going to the Caribbean, going wherever they're going to go in order to get their fake bag that looks like the real thing. And the genius move of it all is that the real thing looks like the fake. Now, many of you would say, I don't get it. I don't know if PHARRELL's a Gemini, but as a Gemini, I see multiple sides to this thing. The one side is that the fake people want to look like the real. So they're buying the fake bags at the lesser price to look like the real. But they can't sell this bag. If they try to, they're going to get caught. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to be able to meet all of the details in the real bag and the fake bag. The real bag looks like the fake bag. Who's going to want to take it? You see? You see what I mean? This is the good thing. Why would you be targeted when everyone out there might think it's a fake anyway? This is a good thing. This is the genius move that I'm talking about, is no matter which way you swing it, Louis Vuitton wins. They just get richer. And their marketing just continues to flourish because everyone is carrying their logo. That's the other thing, is that's the reason why they're #1, is because everyone wants everyone else to know it's their logo, versus I think there are some collectors out there who don't think this way. Like, I don't look at Louis Vuitton as a logo. I really just love the pattern. I'm someone who likes patterns. This is the quirky, weirdest thing you guys will ever know about me, is I loved Louis Vuitton before I knew what the brand was because of the pattern. I fell in love with the pattern. Then When I learned that the brand was made in France and I spoke French, I went and studied abroad. I lived abroad as an exchange student for a year, and then again as a college student. When I learned that they made that bag was from France, I fell in love further. So I have my own reasons for liking Louis Vuitton, which has nothing to do with the look of it that other people perceive it as. I like the look, and I really like the brand for what it stands for the history of it. Bernard Arnault is another case. I don't really like him, but I can respect the goal of being wealthy, his goal of seeing this company through to infinity and succession and a lasting legacy. If anything, this man has cemented his legacy. Okay, just stop. So that's the second point, is the desirability is through the roof because it is real leather. It is an iconic bag. It is a creative director that is lyrically, musically, everything genius. And the marketing of it all, the LeBron James of it all, was on point. Moving on to number 3. The remaking of a classic, of an icon. You know how Louis Vuitton came out with the Cousin bag? Features of it was completely different. The makeup of it was completely different. The leather of it was different. The new gold chains were huge and chunky. It was different. It, to me, did not represent Louis Vuitton. In fact, I actually bought the red Cousin. First came out, I really wanted a red bag, and I bought the red Cousin, but I couldn't fall in love with that bag. I didn't like the hardware. I didn't like the look of it. I just didn't like it. What is happening now with the reinvigoration of Louis Vuitton? Go look at my TikTok. I have a video that has over 1 million views because of the denim line. Everyone on there is like, they brought back the 2000s. What they did was they remade it with something nostalgic that we all need right now. We are in the doldrums of economics, my friends. Like, economically, everyone is down and out. And I am very privileged, I understand, to be talking about these things. But please, best believe I worked hard for it, so please. The reality of it is the remaking of a classic is a tried and true method of success. From a business standpoint, you can't fail. And I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that they came out with this bag as an icon, if they come out with more icons in leather, best believe they will fly off the racks now. Genius. The marketing is done. The future is set. The foundation for the next successor is in place. If they want to do away with canvas, understand that they can, okay? If they want to remake themselves, like, understand something, my friends. If Louis Vuitton wants to reinvent themselves and they want to move away from the perception of being basic, because basic in everyone's mind that wants to hate on Louis Vuitton is basic as canvas. I don't think so. In my opinion, basic is just long lasting. Now I'm going to tell you something. This leather is as durable as this canvas. The remake is better than the original. If you didn't know anything better about the original and someone suddenly took away the original canvas and all you had left was the remake, and the remake is just as good as or better than the original, and now with all this marketing, now with LeBron James, who is the role model and star in all the young kids' mind, who pushes the culture forward in all ways, who pushes the conversation forward in all ways, who has a clean record, stays out of trouble, is the face of this? Come on. The phasing out of canvas and the conversation can actually truly begin now, is my opinion. If you see that happen down the road, and we've already started to see Louis Vuitton move steadily away from canvas, at least in stores, and more into the exotics, the leather ranges. Now we have the iconic bags coming out in different leathers. The Nomad was already there. We have the Millesime. I mean, it's just nothing but onward and upward for them from here as a result of this bag. So they just remade the classic icon Speedy. I wouldn't be surprised if other classics like the Noe, the Alma comes out in leather. It's on par with the pricing. Like, don't be surprised. You guys always see my pricing videos when I'm like, don't be surprised. Go back and watch them if you haven't. Catch up. Don't be surprised. The denim line that they remade from Marc Jacobs 2000s, all those years ago, everyone is talking about how it's 10 times higher and they're not buying it. Someone out there is buying it and it will sell out. Some pieces have already sold out. So don't sleep on it and don't play yourself. Don't listen to all the haters out there is what I'm going to say, because there's a lot of haters out there for whatever reason. The last remake that I'm going to tell you right now, my wallets will open right back up if PHARRELL comes out with a re-release of the Murakami, the Takashi Murakami collection in multicolor. I'm not even going to look at the vintage market at this point because I did my research. When the denim line was coming out, all the denim vintage pieces were on the same pricing level as the denim pieces that were coming out from Louis Vuitton today. So it made no sense to go back to the vintage market, in my opinion, unless I was looking for a piece that I didn't have from this line that was coming. And there were some cute pieces, but I'm just saying to myself, well, let me just wait to see. Maybe something more will be coming. I'm just thinking that the future and their foundation of security is just to remake the classics. So that is my third point. Point number 4, there's never been a time when a Chanel or Hermes bag has been priced at or around $300. $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in terms of Hermes, sure. I'm talking Chanel short, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, absolutely. Those bags were priced at those starting points. For a lot of the Louis Vuitton lovers out there, this point is going to be a generational point. This is a point around generations who move different financially. The older generation who worked hard for their money will not throw it away on these pieces. They don't see the value in it. They've worked and lived their lives. It's just not there for them. I get that. But the younger generation that's going broke out there, and I've started reading a lot of articles about China leading the way, debt that everyone is in order to pursue these luxuries in the younger generation it just seems to be growing at a faster pace than the older generations. The confusion of it all is that the younger generation is able to make money faster than the older generation, but they don't have the concept of saving the way the older generation does, but their concept of spending is at the forefront of their mind, and the dopamine hits continuing to flow, and just going out there and being able to make this fast, easy money on the internet is sort of their gateway to all of these luxury items that everyone older had to work hard for and took a lot of time to save up for before even getting their first one, like me. Started in the pre-owned market versus someone younger who is making fast, easy money can go straight to like these expensive items of today. Whether they should or don't is not for me to judge, but that's just what's happening. So the pricing is about to change. The boomer like the older generation that's no longer purchasing and doesn't care. I mean, please understand that these seasonal pieces that we've been seeing, the constant change in lines that we've been seeing, the new marketing pushes that we've been seeing is not for the older generation, and neither is the pricing. It's for the younger people who want these things, desire these things, believe they can afford these things, whether they can or can't, and then have no qualms with spending the money. Why? Some of them may be staying at home, some may not. But at the end of the day, they have no qualms spending the money. They have no qualms with it. There's a difference in perception around money related to the difference in generations. That's just my opinion, because I feel like I'm on the cusp of being like the millennial, like I'm an older millennial, or like a younger Gen Xer. You know, like I'm on right smack in between of understanding these different older generations, as well as having like Gen Alpha. Like I have the young people, and my nephews are the Gen Zers. Like I'm around these people, okay? Like, yeah, I know this is like a serious conversation. You were not expecting all that. You're like thinking we were going to talk about this bag, and I'm like talking about, no, we're actually talking about 5 reasons why PHARRELL has elevated Louis Vuitton beyond Chanel and Hermes, in my opinion, for the future, and set them up to continue elevating them beyond these original top 3 to take over the lead. So the 5th point and final point is, maybe I should have started with this point, and maybe I will put this point to the first, but to the first in line. LeBron is shifting the culture. PHARRELL and LeBron is shifting the culture, the luxury culture, with these speedies. And I feel like Black people have always taken a lead in helping to play a role in what is setting a trend, what is shifting culture. But this is truly a shift. In so many ways, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, because a lot of people who do look like me cannot afford these real items, is the reality of the situation. But I'm also hoping the reality of the situation is that more people who look like me pursue professional pursuits that allow them to afford things that they previously could not afford, because that would be shifting the culture. Like, I'm tired of people talking about poor people and broke people buy Louis Vuitton. I think what they're talking about is Black people, but what they really should be talking about is poor people. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just the undercurrent and the undertones that I get, but what they should really be saying is the people who buy counterfeits. You know, like, they're poor mentally. I don't care if you have a lot of money. If you're buying counterfeit products out there, and that's another conversation we can have, you don't have the right mindset. You don't have the right discipline. You're telling us it's a sport. You're telling me it's a sport in this article, The Cut, but really you're out there spending your money on fakes, thinking that's like some sort of come up, thinking that's some sort of flex. Do what you want with your money, because there's nothing wrong with buying fakes, except for, you know, what it sort of powers behind the scenes. The culture shift for me is the leveling up in order to afford these things in the right way, and the saving of it, the investing of it. Like, these people putting out these bags who are now marketing it, I look at them as true inspirational Black icons, you know, out there doing it big, with longevity, with long-term financial foresight. That is a major culture shift for someone who looks like me, but that's just my opinion. I don't think that's a bad thing, because a lot of what good can come out of this normally can impact others in a good way. Like, everybody should aspire. And I think that, like, these are all aspirational things. But I just wanted to come out and say, like, pulling out all the different leathers and things like that and just running through my points, I feel like the release of this new Speedy, I'm going to bring it forward now, has put Louis Vuitton up on par with Hermes and Chanel. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw much more like this coming from PHARRELL, coming from Louis Vuitton down the road. So all that to conclude and say, from the financial, practical side of me, girl, start saving your coin. If you were with me to the end, I hope you really enjoyed this video and you liked along the way. Please drop your comments down below. These are just some of my random opinions you're going to get on luxury topics throughout the year. If you like this KBotLV talk, then I hope you share it, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Somehow, TikTok has started to get things popping over there. Help me get it popping on Instagram. I don't know what Instagram is all about, but help me figure it out, y'all. I adore my community. Stay tuned for the future. Thank you so much, and until next time.